Out here in the Texas Hill Country, we do things a little differently. We respect land, boundaries, and neighbors, but we don't take kindly to entitled folks who think their community rules apply past their property lines. So when the HOA president from the nearby development kept plowing through my pasture gate like it was her personal shortcut, I had to do something. She didn't know I'd built a trap, and her Range Rover didn't survive the encounter. My family's ranch has stood for over 70 years, 180 acres of grazing land, a few barns, and a winding gravel road that runs along the ridge before dipping through a seasonal creek and up to the main highway. Recently, a new neighborhood called Oak Run Reserve was built just north of our land. All manicured lawns, zero lot line houses, and rules about mailbox color. They had a main gate, but apparently the back road through my ranch was a quicker route to town. That's when she showed up. Cynthia Barker, HOA president, drove a brand new pearl white Range Rover, always had her little yapping dog in the passenger seat, and had a voice sharp enough to cut wire. She introduced herself one day by driving through my grazing field, past a closed but unlocked gate, waving like we were neighbors. I walked out to flag her down. "Ma'am, this is private ranch land, not a through road." She smiled like I was the help. "Oh, I'm just cutting through. The main gate's backed up. Don't worry, I'll be out in a minute." And she sped off. I fixed the gate. She opened it again. I added a chain and a sign, private, no trespassing, not HOA property. She drove around the post, through a shallow ditch, and tore up half an acre of my hay. That was the last straw. Now, I wasn't going to do anything illegal, but deterrents are well within my rights. So I built what we used to call a Texas cattle trap, a reinforced tire puncher disguised with light gravel just past the gate's inside edge. It's a line of steel teeth mounted under the topsoil, designed to flatten tires instantly if someone ignores posted warnings. I added even more signage: private land, surveillance active, do not proceed, tire damage ahead, and waited. A week later, while I was working fence posts, I heard the familiar crunch of tires on gravel and the high whine of Cynthia's Range Rover coming down the hill. She paused at the gate, saw the signs, and scoffed. I could hear her little dog yapping as she popped the gate open and drove in. 20 feet later, bang, bang, hiss. She'd hit the trap square, her tires blown, her undercarriage ripped by the steel prongs. The Rover sat helpless on my land, suspension sagging like a broken mule. I walked up slow with my phone in hand. She was screaming at someone on Bluetooth, "Get me a tow truck. I'm stuck in the middle of some redneck's pasture." I knocked on her window. "Tow trucks don't come out here fast. You might want to try walking back." She opened her door and pointed a finger at me. "You'll be paying for this." I held up the footage from my trail cam. "Signs, camera. You ignored them. You're trespassing." She turned bright red. Turns out she tried to sue me, claimed I set a malicious trap. But my lawyer pointed out the signs were clear. The device was non-lethal and legal on private land. Her HOA had no easement, no right-of-way, and no permission. The sheriff reviewed the footage and gave her a citation for trespassing and property damage. She'd flattened 30 feet of fence line on the way in. And the HOA? Once they saw what happened to their president, they emailed me an apology and posted new signs banning residents from accessing unapproved areas. I installed a fresh cattle grid and upgraded the trail cam. And Cynthia? She sold the Range Rover, and I haven't seen her little dog since.